Hello, everyone, and good evening to all of our dear friends. Welcome to our weekly online event diving into Dhamma live Q&A with Bhante Sumitta. I'm your host, Dolani Gunasekara, and I'm truly excited to be here with all of you today. Every Friday at 6 p.m. PST and Saturday 6:30 a.m. IST, we gather here on the YouTube channel to engage in enlightening discussions and Q&A sessions with the esteemed Bhante Sumita. So please mark your calendars for every Friday at 6 p.m. PST and be ready to tune in to these insightful sessions with Bhante Sumita, who holds a PhD in the subject matter, because the wisdom that he imparts is a guiding light for us all on our spiritual journey. Now, let me invite Bhante to the studio. Terawan Saranai.
Thiruvan Saranai, how are you everyone? Hope all's well with you all.
Yes. So, I know we just started, but I will post my questions and we can go from there. So I remembered actually a question that I had, I think, many videos ago, about karma and dukkha. And the question is, what is the relationship between karma and dukkha in comprehending samsara?
So karma, karma is the Sanskrit word which we call kamma in Pali. So the Buddha's popular interpretation to karma is Chetanaham bhikkhave kammang vadami chetayitva kammang karoti kayena vachaya manasa. That means chetana, or the volition, or the intention is the kamma. Okay, so chetayitva kammang karoti, if you do some action, kamma is the action. You have to do the action, but there should be an intention to the action. Just like you walk, when you walk without any volition, without any intention, if you step on an ant and the ant dies, does not mean you create a karma according to Buddhism. Of course, in Jainism, that is also a karma, but in Buddhism, Buddha said chetana, or the intention or the volition, is the most important part. So in karma. And then I remember in this book, Dhammapada, we have the first two stanzas about the karma again. Like Mano pubbang gamadhamma mano settha mano maya manasache paduttena bhasati va karoti va tato nang dukkhamanveti chakkang vahato padang. Mind is the forerunner of all states. Mind is chief. Mind made are they. If one makes an action, does something with the intention, and with an evil intention, if someone does something, or if someone thinks, or if someone says something with the evil intention, that bad karma will follow that person, just like the wheel follows the hoof of the tortoise. So when you do a bad karma, that with that intention, if you say, or if you do, or even if you think, you see, like three sense doors are there. One is the mouth that we speak through, and then the other one is the body that we do actions through, and then the other is the mind that we think through. So all three sense dose are very, very important, very crucial. But then again, the intention is, or the mind, or the chetana is very important too. When you do such kind of a karma, that actually helps us sustain in this samsara. That is the thing. Like as long as you keep doing karma like that, like when you say something, when you do something, when you think something, and you create karma, and that way your samsara will be extended more and more. So in order to stop the samsara, you have to stop doing karma. Without karma, the samsara cannot survive. Sansara needs karma. Sansara needs more and more karma. We need to generate more and more karma to survive in this sansara. And sometimes people do like good and bad karma too. Like not only bad karma, but also good karma. So in the second stanza in the Dhammapada, the Buddha says, Mano pubbangama dhamma mano settha manomaya manasache pasangnena bhasati va karoti va tatonang sukhamanveti chayava anapayini. Mind is the forerunner of all states, all good states this time. Mind is chief, mind made are they. If someone does something, if someone says something, if someone thinks something with good state of mind, with a good volition, intention, the good result will follow that person just as the shadow that never leaves. It's very, very interesting how the good karma also will follow us in the samsara. So a lot of people want to do more and more good karma, right? So actually when we do many, many good karma, that karma will not necessarily help us attain the nibbana, but it will help us, stay in the samsara in a better way. Like samsara is so full of sufferings, ups and downs. When do we need this karmic help? The help of the karma, for example, when you have long life, when you have good health, when you have a lot of wealth, lot of comfort, food, clothes, all these things are there for you because of your own good karma. Like by way of practicing dana, sila, bhavana, actually we accumulate good karma. That good karma help us sustain in the samsara with a better, with a little bit comfort. But then it is not guaranteed. Okay, it is not guaranteed that you will be away from all the sufferings. Sufferings will still be there. In order to get out of this samsara, we have to stop doing karma. We have to stop doing karma, not only bad karma but also good karma. When you do bad karma, of course that will torture us in the samsara. But if you do good karma, it will make us comfortable in the samsara, little more comfortable. But then again, you will get sick, you will die, you will have all the other ups and downs in life. That is there. So we need to really see we need to really go to the deep, into depth of this karmic problem, sansaric issue. We need to stop doing karma. Having said that, for the lay people, for example, for those people who are not so comprehending of the Four Noble Truths or the suffering or whatever, for them, I think it is important to encourage them to do good karma, because that way the good karma will help them to survive in this samsara. And also it kind of motivates, it stimulates one to go inch closer to the nibbana. Let's say how we when we practice dana. Okay, let's say you practice dana, generosity, right? So what do? when you practice generosity? Dulani, can you explain what happens when you practice generosity?
Um, my mind is blank right now.
Your mind,
And
like
my
when you
mind is
want to give something to someone, what happens? What are the wholesome thoughts that you generate? Generosity, like you don't have greed, right? If you have greed, you can give, right? And also you are compassionate. You can be angry and give something. You can, but you know, people normally give when they are generous and they don't have greed when you want to give something. And then also you practice. You don't practice ill will, but you practice compassion, loving kindness when you give some. Let's say a homeless person, you see that person needs some food, hunger, he is hungry, he or she is hungry, and then clothes, food, medicine, and other things we can give to people. Even service, in different ways we can help other people to make their life more comfortable. See how we actually fight out that root cause of this samsara, like the greed, hatred, and delusion. So when you do more and more good karma, it becomes a habit in your system. You want to do more and more good karma. You want to give more and more, and you feel so happy to give. It's amazing how people, when they practice good generosity, how they feel comfortable in the world. And the more you give, the more you feel happier. And that happiness you really cannot buy from any supermarket. You can buy it. It's an amazingly powerful feeling of comfort and happiness that you gain when you offer something to someone. So so actually, when we practice these good things, wholesome deeds, you kind of try to understand. It'll definitely take a little bit longer way in the samsara. Okay, in order to go to nibbana, or the final liberation, because the nibbana means ni bana. Okay, bana or vana means craving, attachment. So ni means negation or absence. So the absence of all attachment is nibbana. So when we practice generosity, slowly, inch by inch, we come closer to that nibbanic state. That's how it happens in the. I just give you a rough idea. Actually, it can be explained in more detail if you need, but that's how it happens when it comes to karma. And also how the good karma can help us alleviate dukkha to a certain extent, and bad karma will definitely improve the suffering. So still, the karma will be there. As long as we do karma, our sansaric survival existence will still be there. Okay?
Thank you very much. I think this was a question that I think a lot of people, I don't know who, but may have this question too. So I guess it can benefit both sides.
Yeah. Any follow-up questions will be welcome.
We have another question, and I'm asking, what is the significance of Khandapita? And in addition, could you explain more about the five aggregates?
Hmm. I have a book here. This is the Vandana book that I wrote last time. And here I can see the Khanda Parita. Khanda Parita is an interesting sutta actually. Um, so let me see, let me go to the Khanda Parita first. I'm not sure if I have it here. Um, Maybe not. Okay. In that case, okay, I have another one. Let me see if I have it there. I had another book actually right now. Maybe I don't. Khandaparetta. Not really. Okay. So, okay, Khandaparetta is about the four different kinds of snakes. So this sutta is part of Anguttara Nikaya 468. It is said um, when one monk was living in Savatthi at Jetavana, Anathapindika's, when the Buddha was living there, one monk actually passed away having been bitten by a snake. And then many monks approached the Buddha and informed the Buddha about the monks passing away. And that time, the Buddha says that monk did not radiate thoughts of loving kindness towards the four royal tribes of snakes. So, Chattari Ahi Raja Kulani. Ahi means snake. Four types of snakes are there. According to Buddhism, it's very interesting how, like, Buddhism has interpreted this matter. There are four kinds of snakes according to Buddhism, and so they are called Virupakha, Erapatha, Chabbyaputta, and Kanha Gautamaka. So, a royal tribe of snakes called Virupakha, the royal tribe of snakes called Erapatha, and Chabbyaputta and Kanha Gautamaka. So, that monk did not radiate thoughts of loving kindness towards these four royal tribes of snakes, and therefore he would have he would not have Buddha said if he practiced loving kindness, if he sent metta to those four kinds of snake tribes, then he wouldn't have been bitten by a snake. And the Buddha said, I advise you to radiate loving kindness to these, and then the monks can be happy and comfortable and safe in the forest, especially in a place where you are actually living with maybe a forest meditation center where you have snakes, especially in the Asian countries, South Asia in particular, and even in Southeast Asian countries, you have bugs, you have snakes, you have insects, all of them all over. So you need to live with them. You can't really run away from them, or you can really get rid of them somehow, because they also the world belong to them also, right? So it is very important. We need to practice loving kindness to them as well. It's really, really interesting. Maybe as it is a small sutta, I would like to actually chant the few stanzas that can be very helpful. Virupakhehi me mettang mettang erapatehi me chabya puttehi me mettang mettang kanha gotamakehi cha apadakehi me mettang mettang dipadakehi me chatupadehi me mettang mettang bahupadehi me mamang apadako hingsi mamang hingsi dipadako mamang chatupado hingsi mamang hingsi bahupado sabbe satta sabbe pana sabbe bhutacha kevala sabbe bhadrani passanto ma kanchi papa magama. The meaning of these four stanzas: may I have metta towards Virupakhas, towards Erapathas, may I have metta towards Chabyaputhas and Kanha Gotamakas. May I have metta towards the footless. Apadaka means no pada. Pada means foot. Apadaka means no padas. The snakes don't have foot. And then mettang dipadake, may I have metta towards those with 2 feet. So not only snakes. So uraga also is a word for snake. Ura is the chest. The one who goes with the chest is called uraga. And there are some other animals that have 2 legs. So 2 feet animals are also sent metta or loving kindness here. May I have metta towards those with 4 quadrupeds. So chatupada means 4-legged animals. May I have metta towards many-footed, like centipede or the other bahupada animals. So we need to practice, especially when you are living in such a place, monastery or under a tree or a cave. Then you need to practice this practice of metta or loving kindness like this. That will be very helpful. Then mamang apadako hinsi, let not the footless do me harm. So when you practice loving kindness to them, they will also not harm you, most probably not. Mamang hinsi dipadako, may the 2 feet animals also not harm me. And mamang chatupado hinsi, let not the 4-footed do me harm. Mamang hinsi bahupado, know those endowed with many feet. So multiple feet. May they also not harm me. Actually, this is a very interesting way to practice metta. Like you diagnose them, you specifically distinguish these different kinds of animals, and then you practice loving kindness to them, and then you will feel safe. Sabbe satta, all beings. Sabbe pana, all living creatures. Sabbe bhuta, all beings who have come to birth. Chakevala, may so sabbe bhadrani pasantu, may good fortunes bless them all. Ma kanchi papa magama, may no harm come to them. See, it's a mutual agreement kind of thing. When you live in the forest, or we live in a place where more of those wild animals are occupied, overwhelmed, you have to live with them, coexist with them peacefully, harmoniously. So the most important thing is to practice metta. Appamano buddho, appamano dhammo, appamano sangho, pamano vantani siring sapani, ahivichika, satapadi unnanabhi sarabhu musika. Immeasurable in virtue is the Buddha. Appamano buddho. Appamano dhammo, appamano sangho. Dhamma sangha also immeasurable. Virtue-wise, immeasurable. And pamanavantani siring sapani, ahivichika satapadi unnanahi sarabhu musika. Measurable are creeping creatures, snakes, scorpions, centipedes, spiders, lizards, and rats due to their defilements. So the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, they are more pure and more immeasurable in the virtues. But these wild animals have their own defilements. So the power is more with the triple gem. And it is said, Katame paritta, I have guarded myself. Patikka mantu bhutani, I have made my protection. So, ahang namo bhagavato namo sattanam samma sambuddhanti. Depart from me, all you beings. I worship the Blessed One and the seven supreme Buddhas. So let me also share this link with you, just in case you want to have a look later on. So how important this is. I remember one time a monk was practicing in a forest meditation center, and then after some days he found underneath his pillow there was a snake. Can you imagine? So in his kuti, little kuti, and it's jungle, it's forest, everywhere they are there. And then the monk did not panic. He was already practicing, a practitioner, meditation practitioner. So the monk let the snake stay there, and he just went away, giving the snake a while to, for the snake to go away. And the following day, the monk came back and he saw, and the snake was still there. The snake was still there, and then the monk thought, oh, this snake likes the pillow. It's very comfortable. And then the monk thought, okay, we have to do something. And he meditated. In his meditation, he was kind of telepathically communicating with the snake. What did he say? My friend, you know um, I don't have any intention to harm you, okay? But if we both live together like this, either I harm you or you harm me, right? Because it could happen. So therefore we have to decide, by all with all due respect to you, I would like to invite you to depart. And um, lo behold, this snake just left, it is said. It's amazing how these snakes also can have that, vibe. They can feel. They are very hypersensitive animals. When it comes to snakes, they have the entire body, touch the mother earth. They feel everything. They are very um, sensitive to whatever things, and especially when it comes to someone who is aggressive towards the snake. The snake exactly knows that the other person is aggressive. And if you practice loving kindness, the snake also recognizes it. And it is said the snake went away. I remember another monk said a story about how, when another monk was, he was actually bitten by a snake. The monk said, he didn't have time to recite the entire Kanda Parita. Okay. So he said, by the power of the Kanda Parita, may I be safe. And it is said, yeah, the poison didn't actually, kind of did not harm him more. So there is a power in this sutta. That is also why a lot of people, a lot of monks actually, they chant this sutta, Kanda Parita. Very interesting. And when it comes to practice loving kindness, there are endless benefits. I could keep on explaining. Hope this was helpful.
Yes, it was actually. It actually makes sense because when I was reading the meaning of each word, it talks about snakes. And the title of the book that I have with all the Parita chantings, it says it's a protection of the attributes. So that's why I asked the second question, because I thought it was the um, discourse about the attributes. That's
Yeah,
also something someone else said, so I have to clarify that.
yeah. You need to specifically send loving kindness to them. Scorpions can be there, snakes can be there, bugs, mosquitoes, whatever. You need to send loving kindness to them specifically. No legged, two-legged, and four-legged and multiple-legged. We need to send loving kindness to all of them. That might do wonders, actually.
Hmm. Okay, thank you. I have another question. Okay, sorry. Uh, can you explain more about the 12 links in dependent origination? Because I still have a hard time understanding.
Hmm. So, dependent origination. Well, the dependent origination has 12 links. It's true. Then the dependent origination starts with avidya pachya sankhara, right? Sankhara pachya vinyanam, vinyana pachya nama rupam, nama rupa pachya salayatanam, salayatana pachya bhasso, bhassa pachya vedana, vedana pachya tanha, tanha pachya upadanam, upadana pachya bhavo, bhava pachya jati, jati pachya jara maranam, soka parideva dukkha dovmanasu payasa sambhavanti. And so these are the 12 links. So what happens here? Avidya, because of avidya, own ignorance, we do sankhara. Okay? Because of ignorance, we tempted to do, we tend to do karma. Okay, for example, karma. You do karma because of our ignorance. And then when we do karma, how do we do karma? Sankhara pachya vinyanam. So the consciousness, it is said, it appears when we do karma. Okay. And then the consciousness, how does it happen? Like through these are all linked together actually. That is why they are called links. They are called links, 12 links. And then sankhara pachya vinyana, vinyana pachya nama rupan. Vinyana or the consciousness is linked to nama rupa, name and form. And name is the mind, form is the body. Okay, so name and form, they are connected to consciousness. And then in the name and form, we also have uh, 6 faculties. Do you remember the 6 faculties?
Um, sight, or sorry, eyes, nose, ear, tongue, uh, touch.
Body and the mind,
Yeah.
right? Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and the mind. So they are all actually helpful way, windows to do karma. You know how these are connected to each other. When you, for example, just one example, you see someone or something, and you see, having seen that, you feel happy, and then you create a good karma. And if you are angry, unpleasant, then you create a bad karma. And most of the karma actually neutral. Okay, most of the things that we see in the day, how many are unpleasant? Not many, right? How many are pleasant? Not many too. Many of the things like the traffic, maybe like the trees, the mountains, and all those things that we see every single day, many of them are actually neutral. So so you do have pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral, and depending on that, you do karma. You see how through these sense faculties you create karma. And then how does it happen? Like this, the eye, for example, eye is just a window. Okay, you don't really see through the eye, it's just a window. And eye is connected to an object. And let's say this pen, I look at the pen, and so the object is this is the form. Okay, and the eye, through the object, through the window or the eye, I see, and I recognize it as a pen. And that is called chakku vinyana, eye consciousness. These three things should work together, it is said. Okay, um, so the eye should see the object, so you see the contact with the object, and then you recognize it, and then accordingly you feel pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral. Let's say I like this pen. I really like this pen. Then what happens? You have a desire, you have attachment, you have craving. I don't want someone to take this away from me, right? And then you feel angry. You see how things like you don't want to lose it. You like it. And then the other side of the coin is you don't want to lose it. If you lose it, you feel sad, you feel angry. And if you see a better pen than this with another person, you have a jealousy. you know all these things can happen. See how the contact can create different emotions within us, and we create karma. Passa pachya vedana. So because of that contact, we have the feeling, we have the sensation. Vedana pachya tanha. Now here go. We have, because of that vedana, because of that pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral, we create tanha or craving. Remember, craving. When we say tanha, it is also a double side. Like it is mm, the the two sides of the same coin. One is craving, and the other one is the anger. Okay, that can also be there. So if you like it, you have craving. If you don't like it, you have anger, right? So tanha, and because of that tanha, because of that craving, we want to grab it, we want to hold it, we want to possess it, and that is why it is called clinging, upadana. Okay, I want to hold it, I don't want to give it to someone. Okay, it becomes upadana or holding and clinging, and then upadana paccaya bhavo. Then it really helps our sansara. That is the existence. You want to keep it longer, as long as you think you want, and that is the bhava, the existence. Okay, so bhava, and then bhava paccaya jati, and now the other karma also will be the same. That really helps us for the birth. Okay, and that is linked to birth. And when you are born into this world, what are the other related sufferings or conditions that you have? Sickness, old age, right? Jati, Jara, Vyadi, then like association with unpleasant people, dissociation from pleasant people, not getting what you want, getting what you don't want, and all these things happen when we have birth. And so this is a circle connected to each other. That's how, I mean, this is very simple way of explaining paticca samuppada, but yes, that's a really tough, a deep topic for us to explain. Actually, I have explained it in another Dhamma talk. You might take a look at that later on.
Thank you for giving the crash course version of dependent origination. And I'm sure, yeah, I will look at the video, and maybe for easier access, we can also post the video too as the link, so it'll be easier to access.
Um, I would like to say, like, I have actually delivered 8 lectures,
Oh,
what we call um, gradual sayings of the Buddha. Okay, those 8 lectures can be very helpful to understand how dana katang, sila katang, sagga katang, kamanang, adi unavang, okarang, sankilesang, how the Buddha has taught the Dhamma to regular people, like not like the practitioner, not the monks, but the lay people, regular people, how the Dhamma how he has slowly and gradually led them to the Nibbana. That's interesting. We practice with the Dana. The Buddha say he practices with the Dana. He encourages lay people to practice Dana, because Dana can be related to all the other defilements. anger, jealousy, hatred, delusion, all kinds of greed, all kinds of things can be related to, so you really counterattack all of them when we practice dana. And then sila, then meditation, and then the other things also practice.
Sounds good. We have another question from Jojo. They're asking, what is the purpose of kasinas for meditation? Why does it need different colors? Does it link you to something? And how do you instruct students to practice kasina meditation?
Hmm. Yeah, purpose of kasina is actually there are four in this book. This is Visuddhi Magga, path of purification. We have 40 kasinas. Okay, uh, 40 objects of meditation are very well explained. This book was written in the 5th century AD by Venerable Buddha Ghosa, and this is so far the most comprehensive treatise on meditation. There is no other book. That this is an unparalleled book, actually. Very, very interesting book. And here we have 10 kasinas, 10 anusatis, 10 asubhas, and then the other different kinds of, all these are actually samatha meditation, are explained very well in detail, step by step. I remember, like in PAOK tradition in Myanmar, they follow this book page by page. You know, every single detail of this book is very consciously, mindfully followed by the PAOK tradition monks. And so it's very interesting how when different people practice meditation. I think I have also explained maybe before, we have 6 temperaments. Okay, there are people who are lustful, some people who are hateful, some people who are ignorant, and some people who are pious, and some people who are more intellectual. So different kinds of people are there in this society, and depending on that temperament, different kinds of meditation techniques can be applied to them. Okay, that is why we do that. For example, um, um, Anapanasati meditation can be helpful to so many people who have difficulty in concentration and things like that. Some people have like easily losing like temper. They easily get angry, and for such people, Brahma Vihara meditation is a really wonderful way to practice. Okay, for meditation techniques, and they are also explained here. And then for people who have let's say lustful temptation, and for such people, the asubha bhavana, the foulness of the body, it's very helpful. And also the marana nusati can be helpful for people who are very smart and wise. you know for them, it is more helpful to practice again asubha bhavana, and also the kaya gata sati, mindfulness immersed in the body. They are very, very helpful. So there are different kinds of meditation techniques here, and these samatha bhavanas can be very helpful to all of them. And as she talked about the kasina, okay, there are different colors, like one kasina, like Nila, Pita, Lohita, Odata, Manjeta, different kinds of kasinas are there. So let's say, what is this color?
Yellow?
Yellow, right? So one keep practicing on the, actually I in the back also you can see some yellow. And so the meditation practitioner can make something like this. Actually take, I can show you how. Let's say like this. Okay, you want to keep looking at this only. Okay, other part you don't really look, and then you keep looking only this, and then eventually you will see only that. Okay, and when you close your eyes also you can see that patch of yellow color inside your mind, and that will be your meditation, how you practice your meditation. If you want to uh, learn more about the what do you call the um, some mystic or supernatural powers, you need to practice this different color meditation. White color, yellow color, then red color, all these different colors are there. Nila, Pita, Lohita, Odata, Manjita. So all these colors can be helpful for those people to gain more jhanic um, or supernatural practices, powers. So one time there was a monk. um, he actually was a disciple of Venerable Sariputta. Venerable Sariputta wanted to help him gain arahanthood, and he could not teach him. The disciple was not able to practice properly. And then Venerable Sariputta takes the monk to Buddha. The Buddha said, okay, you can bring the monk in the evening to the Vihara, Jetavana Vihara, I will teach him. And then the Buddha, when he actually gives a meditation object, um, he looks into all the details of that person. For example, if you go to a doctor, you have a long list of things that you have to write, a lot of paperwork. So the paperwork is already done by the Buddha by looking at his history, all throughout the history. And having seen already diagnosed, the Buddha asked the monk to make a sand, heap of sand, and on the top, he asked the monk to keep um, one lotus flower. Okay, I don't know if it is the lotus that by name, but it looks like pink color or red color. So the Buddha asked the monk to look at this flower and meditate. Look at this color of the flower and then meditate. And he just kept watching, kept looking, kept gazing at this, and then eventually he was able to connect to his past karma, how he was meditating on the color kasina. Okay. And so he was able to connect to his past karma, and he was able to um, go deep into his jhanas, and then he was able to attain the liberation, final liberation. So it is said how these, that is why, like, we don't really know what is our strength. We have to keep practicing, right? And some people have mixed temperaments, like you are not 100% lustful or raga charita, you are not 100% dosa charita or angry character. You can be like maybe 60-40, 75-25. You will be the mixture of it. So you need to keep practicing some of these techniques, and that way you will be able to um, attain jhanas or attain more samatha or vipassana practices. So this is very interesting, how we practice kasinas. Thank you,
Thank
Jojo, for the question.
you. And thank you for the very good explanation. I hope this benefits you, Jojo. And it's a very good question. I hope other people also benefited from this as well. Uh, do you want to continue with more questions? I think we have like two left.
Yeah. Okay. So here I also want to say we have this um, in the Visuddhi Magga, we have this kasinas, and all the things are explained in detail in the chapter here called, okay, Sila Samadhi and the Panya, description of the earth kasina, for example. page number, this is chapter number 4, description of concentration, the earth kasina. And then from that point onward, the remaining kasinas are explained in the Visuddhimagga, 122 onward. Like from that point onward, you can see all the details of the kasina.
Hmm.
Okay.
So we have two more questions, and they're from Julie. She says, "Dear Venerable, can you suggest the name of a dedication chant from the Buddhist chanting book that I can chant daily after my meditation practice? Perhaps one for my potential for enlightenment."
Julie, I wonder what you have, what chanting book you have. If you have a book like this, I think I probably assume you have Bhante Gunaratana's book, chanting book. And so you keep chanting one by one, like every single day, chant one sutta. I recommend you chant before the meditation. Yeah, you chant before the meditation, because do some chanting, and then also do little bit of the other smaller versions of the chanting, protective chantings, and then you meditate. That will be very, very helpful. I think Julie also remembers when we were meditating in empty cloud, we used to chant in the morning, the the 12 links. We were chanting that sutta, and that really was very helpful. And then every single day we select any sutta, like metta sutta, mean karaniya metta sutta, or metta nisansa sutta, mitta nisansa sutta, dajagga paritta. Many suttas are there. Even Dhamma Chakkapavatana Sutta, it's a little longer one, but if you like, you can also go ahead and chant. Girimananda Sutta, wonderful sutta, and also the Bojjhanga Suttas, they are Kanda Parita, they are all really, really nice suttas. You can try, um, chant them one by one, and then you meditate. You will feel much better. Okay, Amravati, yeah, Amravati publication. Yeah, I think they have. You try, you can try different chantings. And remember, like when we chant, it actually brings us peace. So you feel very happy when you chant, right? And you don't really generate any unwholesome karma when you chant. And that way your mind becomes more calm and peaceful. And therefore, after the chanting, you have a wonderful ambience, a very good setup for your meditation. It's a very good way to practice meditation. Evening and morning, you can try both if you want. Chanting, if you are tired, don't chant too long, or don't even meditate too long. Maybe you are tired, especially in the afternoon. But in the morning, after a good night's sleep, you need to do a short chanting and longer meditation. Evening, I recommend you do a little bit longer chanting and shorter meditation. Depends on you, especially for a novice practitioner. I think it will be helpful. But in between, you can also practice. It depends on how you are committed to meditation, and then you can keep practicing. All the best.
Thank you very much. I hope this benefits you, Julie. And I think she did say she appreciates this, so that's very good. The next, I think it's a comment, not really a question, but she said that she listens to your guided meditation every morning when she drives to work. Um, so I guess she has a lot of benefits from that.
Oh, Okay. All right. I'm actually going to work on this. There are many like videos we have to get rid of the ads. We will definitely work on that, Julie. Thank you for this. I will ask someone to, remove these ads so that you can peacefully listen to this meditation. I think we are trying nowadays. We don't want ads in between, especially. We will try to get rid of the ads from our meditation sessions in particular. Thank you. Yeah, it's about meditation, like how we can practice metta, scan your body, and then send in loving kindness to yourself, and then generate that loving kindness, radiate that loving kindness to your near and dear ones, and then to the neutral ones, and then to the unfriendly ones, then to all sentient beings. We can expand the territory of loving kindness. And another way of practicing metta is direction wise, starting with yourself and then send the metta to all sentient beings, seen and unseen, near and far, short and long, weak and strong, skybound, earthbound, waterbound, all sentient beings, children, elders, men and women, humans and non-humans, all of them, all of them in the eastern direction, western direction, northern direction, southern direction, northeastern, northwestern, southwestern, southeastern, south western, all of them, and then above and below. 10 disas, dasa disa we call, 10 directions. We can send loving kindness to all of them as well. It's amazing. I really enjoy practicing loving kindness. I also encourage all of you to practice loving kindness. That can bring you a lot of peace and harmony. Okay.
Thank you very much. I think that's the end of our questions.
Okay. Yeah. It's good time because I also have another in-person meditation at 7 p.m. so I can go ahead and do that. All right.
So I appreciate everyone for coming in today and asking your questions because you're all able to hear the wisdom that Bhante Sumitta has delivered for us and for my questions as well. Thank you very much for your insightful and elaborate answers to all of our questions. We all appreciate your valuable time to come here online and share your wisdom and knowledge with all of our friends.
Okay.
For our viewers watching, please make sure you're following on Dhamma USA socials, YouTube, and Facebook to be updated with the latest notifications. And thank you again for our viewers joining us, and we look forward to seeing you every day, every Friday, 6 p.m. PST for Diving into Dhamma live Q&A with Bhante Sumitta. And on behalf of the audience, maybe ask Bhante to deliver some blessings for us.
Thank you so much, Dulani, for hosting this event. And also, thank you everyone for joining. I see many people who are very popular, I mean, very familiar with us. We really want to send loving kindness to all the people who have joined today. Sangamita and Jojo, Anjali, Jayanta Fernando, Priyangi, Sukma Hema, and then some people from Facebook also, Julie, and yeah, all of them. And thank you so much for joining and hope it was helpful. And I wish to send loving kindness to all of you to be well, happy, healthy, along with your friends, relatives, teachers, elders, everyone in your family, everyone in your community, everyone in your neighborhood, all the near and dear ones, loved ones, to all of you and all sentient beings. Um, may they all be well, happy, healthy. Let us also not forget to send loving kindness to the war-torn areas where there are a lot of people who are really stressed up. They are suffering a lot too, And so we want to send loving kindness to all the war victims in all those areas, and those people who are suffering due to sickness. There are some people who contact us all the time due to their physical problems. So we want to send loving kindness to them as well. And let's not forget all the world leaders as well. We really need to send loving kindness to them, because they need to take right decisions. If they take wrong decisions, all of us will be in trouble. So let us send loving kindness to all the world leaders, all the religious leaders, all the community leaders as well. May they also be well, happy, healthy. May you all be well, happy, healthy. May all of us be well, happy, healthy. May all of us be able to live our life peacefully, comfortably, with good health, and eventually, may all of us be able to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And
Oh, sorry. Um, okay. Thank you all for joining, and we will see you next Friday at 6 p.m. Have a good night.